Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my previously undisclosed positions and why I like the structure of this company when entering speculation and how I really like how the risk reward is structured. So again, full disclosure, I do own shares in this company, so take everything I say with as much skepticism as you believe it deserves, and as you always should when someone's talking about a company they own. It's very speculative still and not without some serious risks and some serious questions going forward for the market to answer. I wasn't previously really going to talk about this, but then because it's a very small company, but I did see some, people on TV talking about a 30 million market cap company, and I thought, okay, well, if they're going to do that, I'm probably being overly cautious in not talking about it, but that is to say, if you find it interesting, be very careful. Everything I say kind of depends on the price you pay. So, be cautious. So the company I'm going to talk about today is called Almadex. And what I like about the company is that I kind of think of it as free lottery tickets. The only type of lottery tickets that are worth buying most of the time. And this is because Almadex is a prospect generator. They don't necessarily spend the money fully drilling out the prospects, trying to hit gold and then have the share price move up so they can get more money and so on. They farm out the drilling. They allow others to farm into the prospects. They do have their own drills, so they can drill a little bit, but the part that makes this really like free lottery tickets, that I'll put it, you'll see as the thesis comes together, but very low market cap makes anything that happens, any positive thing, potentially quite relevant. Any discovery on a property becomes relevant. So that is the first part. So in addition to being low burn, which is nice when nothing's happening, you kind of figure, okay, the market will want a catalyst for a re-rate. And so that's kind of where our story begins. You guys have been watching this one for a long time and thinking very interesting because, they've made discoveries in the past and, they keep the royalties, and so it's an asset collection. But what's changed is that one of their royalties is heading towards production. And this is owned by a company called Gold Mountain, and they're trying to take the Elk project, which is a small project, albeit, but again, very small company, small project can mean something. They're trying to take that to production. And Almadex has a 2% royalty on Elk. Now, again, 2% on the 19,000 ounces to start is nothing. So I'm not even sure if the market will care about that to begin with. I assume it'll probably like the company going from cash burning to cash generating, but overall might not care. However, once you go out to year 4, you talk about 64,000 ounces a year and possible life extensions and all sorts of stuff like that. I think it's fair to say that the 15 million, 16 million, whatever the market cap is right now, will easily be handled by that initial very small royalty, especially because you consider they have cash now, they have other assets, they have gold loan payable, receivable, sorry. And so this one royalty is probably going to be worth more than the company. Okay, so if this covers the cost of the company, well, what else can they have? Because initially, when I was looking at this company, the initial thesis that I had of why I kept it on a watch list had nothing to do with elk. It had to do with another one of their assets, which they have a royalty on. This is a gold-silver deposit in Mexico, and the project's name is Ixtaca. And the problem being that the project is stuck in the middle of permitting, and I don't know how long that's going to take, and I don't know how, immediate the response would be after. But if the project gets into production, Well, it's a relevant project, and especially if you're considering, well, the size of Almadex is 16 million now, and this one royalty could be generating, well, at current or slightly over current gold prices, be generating almost half the market cap in 1 year as a royalty, with on a potentially decent life to long life project, depending on if it could get extended. And so that's the type of thing that might be worth well more than the company at some point if they can get that into production. And in the meantime, the risk isn't necessarily on them burning money, on them failing, technically to bring the project into production because of, cost overruns or that type of failing that could hurt shareholders of the company potentially. This is just a more so a waiting game, and you don't have to worry about the cost of capital in the meantime. You don't have to worry about cost overruns again. You don't have to worry as much about inflation taking the costs higher. So it's just purely royalty, and a royalty that once in production could make the company worth significantly more than it currently is. Now, this isn't just a two royalty play. They have other royalties as well, including some which are getting some attention recently. So, there's more possibilities of future cash flow than just the two that I mentioned. And there's also, along the way, remember what else they do. Because Almadex is a prospect generator, which means they have numerous properties that they can use their drills that they own to drill out. And, if they hit something, which they have in the past, they have had success exploring, which is kind of what you look for in an explorer. Management team who knows how to deal with, geology and deal with capital, and that they have. And so they could also find something and spin it out as they have in the past, or sell it. And so that remains they might not. And so that's why I really like having the royalties in this play. But there's also the fact that they could find something, and if it's something moderate to good, having a low market cap is a nice place to start if you're going to have a company find something. Basically, the way I see the thesis for this one is once that royalty gets into production, which hopefully it does without too much delay, but again, delay is on the part of the operator. Once it gets into production, the rest might not pan out. And that's always the risk with exploration, with new permitting, with all that stuff. But in the meantime, you're less likely to be hurt waiting. The free lottery tickets, they might not pay off. Most don't. But you won't be killed for playing them. You won't, burn through all your money waiting for the one to hit. And so that's why I see the company, or I titled the video, Free Lottery Tickets. Now, I did want to add a bit more about past exploration successes because there have been some. Now, don't get me wrong, there's been no super discovery that, mega multi-billion-dollar mine or anything, but still, there have been multiple discoveries made, each of which post-discovery was valued at significantly more than the company's current market cap. And that just mainly speaks to, when there's a discovery, initially there's excitement around what might they have. Now, I'm not saying they have anything else. I'm just saying they have 19 properties in 3 countries and have made discoveries in the past, and that thinking about could they do it again, it's possible. But the key here, and the reason why I like it to prefer this to exploration in general, is because this is a very defensive way to play it. They have cash, they have a loan, or loan receivable, and prospect generator business model reduces sunk capital risk to begin with, and they have a large portfolio here. This is not, which unfortunately, and I feel like I'd play many more exploration plays if this weren't the case, but I don't love often betting 20% dilution of the company on a few drill holes. It's okay to do some of the time, but the problem is when it comes to risk, when it comes to timeline, long-term timeline, it's hard for me to like exploration, even if it can give you significant returns. And so in this case, you kind of get upside potential like an explorer, but you get a lot of other ways that the company can succeed as well. So I call this company a speculation for a number of reasons. In addition to not knowing which possible scenario will play out in the future, I also don't know what the market is going to think that the company is worth, because there's nothing here, nothing definitive or imminent that makes me think this company will go to the moon soon, to use the popular vernacular. But I think that if Gold Mountain gets into production, then you have a situation where the downside is limited so that the company at that point should be worth more than it's been trading at for a long time. But at the same time, I recognize that that royalty isn't super life-changing for the company. It's not the type of thing that would, substantially, if they were valued on that royalty, it wouldn't substantially increase the value. But I do think it changes the thesis, so it would take it more positively, and it would protect you against more of downside and give you the free optionality between now and either the ramp up or one of the other successes. Now, if Ixtaca gets into production, on the other hand, then I think the company would be worth substantially more, in the order of, I don't know, 300 to 500% of where it is now. But again, I don't know what the market will think about that, or how it might discount things, or what people will be looking at then. But again, who knows what the future will look like in a few years? Who knows which discoveries will be made along the way or won't be? And that is really why this is a speculation. So to summarize, I wanted to say that a lot of what I like about this company is the setup. You get a lot of optionality, that there's a lot of ways which this company could look in the future cheap at the current price, while you at the same time don't have a lot of the big input risks, and your downside hopefully is protected. And again, while nothing I say is investment advice, I do want to add again, be careful, because this trades very thinly, and based on the share price, it'll move around. It moves around a lot. And even if I'm right on this, even if successful, this is not a buy now, chase the price higher because the drill hole is going to send someone to chase the price even higher. This is not that at all. This is patience, and even if successful, will require patience and waiting for a catalyst at maybe a certain date. Maybe the first catalyst might not work, but overall, patience will be needed. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for watching, and invite you, if anyone has any similar ideas of any similar setups that they know where there's speculative upside but cushioned downside, please feel free to let me know. Again, I'm looking for that type of asymmetry and that type of setup. Thanks everyone for watching, and until the next time, I wish you all the best. Have a great day.